Justin Fields and Trey Lance could be the next Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. Like when you watch them play and the systems that they're in, like we all get excited about Trey Lance. And yes, Jimmy G may start, but we all get excited about Trey Lance, especially with Kyle Shanahan's offense. We all saw what Kyle Shanahan did with RG3. I played against San Francisco. That was the most difficult offense I've ever had to go against. And you add a guy like Trey Lance in that offense. So I think he's going to be dominant for a long time. And then Justin Fields, right? The argument is, well, who knows what the coaching is going to look like in quarterback and all these things. Justin Fields supersedes that. Guys like Peyton Manning only won one championship when he was in Indy, but he had a myriad of coaches, right? He had some coaches move around, and he didn't have a consistent coach like you saw with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. These two young quarterbacks are the future of the NFL. We've seen how the NFL has gone. Look at MVPs, right? Aaron Rodgers can move. Patrick Mahomes can move. Daniel Jones, even though people are asking questions about, he can move. Lamar Jackson as well. So the future of the NFL when it comes to quarterbacking is changing. You need athletic quarterbacks who can also throw the ball, who can make every throw, but also can move in the pocket. That's what I see with these two young quarterbacks and the future of the NFL.
I like the sound of it. Kimberly?
So I'm with you, Acho, when it comes to talent. But can we just pause and talk about the Justin Fields narrative? Like this offseason, we have gone from this kid can't go through his progressions and it does not work hard. And now he's about to be Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. It is wild. The Justin Field takes are wild. But one thing I do disagree on, among others, is that you talk about, oh, yeah, we could say the organization doesn't really matter. Great players supersede that. But yesterday, were we not on the same set talking about how Urban Meyer could potentially hurt Trevor Lawrence's development because he's a rookie coach, because there are all these issues within the organization? Like, that's my question with Fields and Chicago. I'm with you on Lance. Obviously, Lance has to get some seasoning, but with Fields, Chicago, like there's a reason that Chicago fans are excited about Fields. They're so excited. You know why? Because this front office has messed up the quarterback position plenty of times. You had Mike Glennon. We paid Mike Glennon. Then we bring in, we don't draft Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson to get Mitch Trubisky. Then we bring in Nick Foles. Then we go back to Trubisky. You see, this is the problem that Chicago fans have with where the state of the team, because they want to see a winner. They want to see the QB of the future. They want to see Justin Fields be that Peyton Manning, Tom Brady that you're describing. But to just dismiss that the organization, the coaching, where you are, helps you get to that point. Why is Tom Brady Tom Brady? He's the GOAT for sure. But being with Bill Belichick certainly did help him. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, and we don't know how long. Matt Nagy, he's talking about, several years and all that stuff, and we're finally there. We don't know if he's the head coach next year.
Absolutely. And you're right? Like, that's why Belichick is Belichick. Belichick had Tom Brady, but Peyton Manning didn't always have a consistent coach. Peyton Manning had Jim Mora Jr. early in his career. Then Peyton Manning had Tony Dungy. He didn't always have a consistent coach in his career. And so that's where that example comes from. But just to the Justin Fields conversation, because there was talk earlier about not reading through progression. But that was all false.
Right.
Those were all lies. Those are all things that were spit out and sent out to the media so that he can fall in the draft, which is what we saw. We saw Justin Fields fall. RC has been saying the whole time. And I even said it when I said the Bears were going to trade for him, trade up to get him. Like he could be the best quarterback in this year's draft and for the future. Like that's who Justin Fields is. That's why so many people, especially Bears fans, but people in general are excited, elated. They're over the moon that they finally have their guy. I played with Jay Cutler in Chicago. All those quarterbacks. I played with Mike Glennon. I was there with all those quarterbacks.
You played with everybody we're talking about.
So I get it. So I understand it. And here's the greatest thing about it, right? Because Kimberly, you make a phenomenal point. We're in New York right now. I was walking through the streets in New York last night, getting ready for a production call. Dude calls me back. All of a sudden, I see a dude on his bike. He says, "Oh, man, Sam Acho." I said, "Oh, nice to meet you." I thought he knew me from TV. He knew me from the Chicago Bears. He's like, "Dude, I'm a Bears fan. I love the Bears." I said, "Hey, what do you think about Justin Fields?" He says, "Man, that's the guy. We got to put him in, but I'm trying to trust the coaches. But he is the quarterback for the future. I believe in him." Everyone believes in Justin Fields. Yeah. And so that's why I believe he can and will be the future for this organization, even if Matt Nagy leaves in a year or two or three, right? Like let's not pretend that Peyton Manning had one consistent coach. his entire career, he didn't. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, they had that connection. That's what we could see with Trey Lance and Kyle Shanahan. You're not going to see that in Chicago.
So, again, let me stress, I'm with you on the talent for both of these guys because during the pre-draft process, when I talked to people, the things that they said were execs would say the two guys who have the highest upside that you're really excited about, outside of Trevor Lawrence, who's billed as the next Andy Luck, was Justin Fields and Trey Lance. It was a question of, are they ready to play right now? I do want to know how in this list that you did bypass the quarterback who was called the next Andrew Luck. How is Trevor not in there in the Peyton Manning?
Really quick, because we got to get to
Yeah, organizationally, they got no shot. Like, Chicago's defense is going to be good this year. They're going to have a top 10 defense this year. It's not going to be 19 like you saw last year. So defense is going to be good. Running game is going to be better. And if we believe what Matt Nagy says about that offense, then Justin Fields will be great in that offense. And so that's why you got to leave out just Trevor Lawrence in this conversation about the future greats.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.